Hello everyone and welcome back to Bhanzu classes. So I hope all of you are doing super duper awesome, right? So before we move ahead, let me ask you, did you all revise the previous session where we were talking about how do we write equations? How can different statements be written for one particular equation, right? So today, let's move ahead and the equation which we have formed in the previous session, we learned how to write equations. Today, let's learn how to solve equations. So our topic for the day is solving equations. But before that, a quick recall what all we did. So we talked about writing equations, and when we wrote equations, we got to know there are two sides of an equation. Remember, whatever is on the right side of the equals to side is called RHS. What is that? That is right hand side. Yes. And whatever is on the left side of the equals to sign is your left hand side, right? And then we saw the different statement forms for it. Now, what are we going to learn in this session is solving equations. How do we solve equations? What is the method for it? What are the steps for it? Let's have a look at it. So, solution of an equation. So, whenever we will solve an equation, what we will get? We will get the solution of an equation. But before that, let's see what's the solution of an equation. So, here we go. Suppose if this is an equation, here the variable is x. So, you know the value of x for which the equation will be satisfied is called your solution of the equation. And when we say equation is satisfied, it means LHS should be equal to RHS. And each and every equation has just one solution. So, if in this particular equation, let's assume we take x as 1. Let's substitute the value of x as 1 and see what do we get. So, here we have 12 into 1, right, minus 9 is equals to 3. This is our equation given to us. So, now 12 minus 9 is equals to 3. So, we get 3 is equals to 3. Yes, ma'am. We got LHS is equals to RHS, which is 3 in this particular equation. So, this is the solution of our equation. What is the solution? X is equals to 1. So, now you got it? What's the solution? Whenever you substitute the value of an equation and you get the RHS is equals to LHS, that means that particular equation is satisfied for that value of x, and that will be called as solution of the equation. So now everybody is clear what is solution of an equation? Now we will learn how to solve equations to get its solution. So let's have a look at it. Now for solving equations, what do we have to do? One of the methods is balancing equation. What's the meaning of balance? Like suppose if I have these two hands at the same level right now, if I have to balance them, I have to put same weight on both the hands, right? So same in equations as well. So for balanced equation, we should do any mathematical operation according to the equation with the same numbers on both the sides. Why do we do that? So that we get LHS is equals to RHS. Right? So let's have a look at it. So if we have 2x minus 3 is equals to 5. So what will happen? So we are going to see the different mathematical operations over here. So it's minus 3, right? What will be the opposite sign of minus? It would be plus. So we are going to perform any one of the 4 operations according to the operations in the equation to get the solution of it. Okay. So 2x minus 3, its opposite is plus 3. So we saw we have to do plus 3 on both the sides. Same numbers to be operated on both the sides. So once we do that, minus 3 plus 3 gets cancelled and you are left with 2x is equals to 8. Right? Now x is in multiplication with 8 too. So, what is the inverse of multiplication? Yes, you are right, it's division. So, let's do division by 2 now, because we have to eliminate the numbers with the variable. So, 8 by 2, so here 2 and 2 gets cancelled. So, you are left with x is equals to 4, right? So, this is one of the things. So, what did we do? This is the main operation what we have done, that you have to operate on the equation inverse sign with same numbers on both the sides, right? So, got it? Now, what are the steps to solve an equation? Let's see what we were talking about right now. So, the first step is perform mathematical operation on both the sides, right? Choose operations depending on the equation, like how we chose in the previous one. Separate the variable in the equation on one of the sides. So, in our previous equation which we solved, if you noticed, variable was only on the one side. And last, what did we saw? Last step was the solution to the equation, right? So, these mathematical operations can be more than one also, like in our previous question, right? Sometimes it can be just one mathematical operation to be performed, sometimes it can be more than that. So, moving ahead, let's see now that what are the inverse operations. So, if in the equation it's plus, we are going to do the operation of minus. If it's minus, we will be doing plus. If it's multiplication, we will be doing division, and if it's division, we will be doing multiplication. So, what do? We do its inverse operation. So, you remember in our question what did we did? If it was minus, I did plus 3. If it was multiplied by 2, I did division by 2. Yeah? So, now let's perform some questions and let's solve them all together. So, 3n plus 7 is equals to 25. So, what are we going to do over here? Let's see. So, first of all, we have to keep in mind that the variable should be eliminated. How to eliminate? The numbers which are with the variable on that side of the equation, do its inverse operation to eliminate the variable. Okay? So, over here, first of all, we are going to cater to plus 7. So, we have 3n plus 7 will be again, what is the inverse of plus? Minus. So, minus 7 on both the sides, right? So, we have 3n, now plus 7 minus 7 gets cancelled, and 25 minus 7 is 18. Now, what is the relation between 3 and n? Which mathematical operation is it? Yes, it's multiplication. So, 3n divided by 3, because the inverse of multiplication is 3. So, it's division. So, 3 gets cancelled. So, n is equals to 6. Got it? The value of n, the solution of the equation. That's the value of the variable for which the equation is satisfied, right? So, now let's see the steps for it. So, these were the steps what we did, doing the inverse operation with the same number on both the sides, and you get the answer, right? So, now let's see the next one, where we have the equation as 2p minus 1, right? So, here if we have 2p minus 1, so what will happen? 2p minus 1, its inverse will be plus 1, right? So, it would be 23 plus 1. So, here you can see minus 1 plus 1 would get cancelled. So, 2p is equals to 24. What's the inverse of multiplication? Yes, you got it. It's division. So, divided by 2 on both the sides. This is the most important point. Do not do it only on one side to get your answer, then it will be wrong. So, this is how we get the answer. So, let's see the steps to it, and the answer to it is 12. The solution of the equation is 12. The value of the variable p is 12, for which the equation 2p minus 1 is equals to 23 is satisfied. So I hope all of you have enjoyed this method where we have solved the equations by balancing them, right? So we'll learn something new in our next class. Till then, stay tuned and let's summarize what all we did today. We talked about solving of equations, what is the solution of the equation, how do we balance the equations, and what are the different steps to solve an equation. So do practice questions by balancing equations. Till we meet in the next class, keep exploring, keep practicing and spark your curiosity. Bye-bye.